Welcome to the Jamodi podcast. We are all surrounded by amazing coaches and leaders. So let's get an inside look at not just what they do, but how they do what they do. After all, becoming the best versions of ourselves is Jamodi, just a matter of doing it.
Coaches and athletic directors, our sponsor Scoreboard Media has an incredible opportunity for your school. Right now, they're giving away 2 large LED video scoreboards, $152,000 value per school, to 32 select high schools across the country. Scoreboard Media pays for the boards, the software racks, and iPad controllers, as well as the delivery and installation. On top of that, they'll run the entire advertising program, generating a significant revenue sharing opportunity for the school. Since 2021, Scoreboard Media has been helping high schools upgrade their gyms and execute professional sponsorship programs. Not every school qualifies, and they're signing up new schools every week. So inventory is moving fast, and the install calendar is filling up for the summer. If you're interested, reach out to Scoreboard Media founder Charlie Megan at charlie@scoreboardmedia.com to set up a call and see if there's a fit.
Great points there. One was about earlier on how you can change the standards, the environment, and still lose. Like, that's possible. And I think the danger is only getting our value in winning. And so whether you're at a program that's established and it's really good and you win every year and that is the standard, or you're taking over a place, or it's a year where the talent just isn't there. I think we need to have an overarching theme to our programs that's bigger than winning, so that if you're losing, you can still be building the standards and creating that environment that's healthy, where players like to be, where they feel like they're getting better. But sometimes, coach, like, it's possible you can do everything right and not win.
Absolutely. Especially in 5A and 6A, when you have 9 teams in your district, you could get 5th, not make the playoffs, and your program could be more healthy than the team that puts on the medal. Those are things that coaches have to. Everything's a pyramid. Everything's a pyramid, whether we like it or not. Everything's a pyramid. And so the foundation of the house has to be taught, okay, guys, winning is up here. However, what's most important is that we're walking out of here and then spelling out how you define Jamodi is it's incredible. I mean, that's excellent. And because what you've done is you've identified what it is without using the C word. I'm going to go back to press conferences. I laugh. I go, we're paying these guys millions upon millions, and they don't have anybody that goes, hey, come here. Could you not use the C word? Could you? I mean, don't they have a speechwriter or somebody to tell them, could you think of something else? And I love it. I want one time somebody nowadays interview for a football job and go, tell you what we're going to do. We're going to hit. We're going to run the ball and not use the C word. And I think we might hire him on the spot. Going, how refreshing somebody's got their own mindset. And yeah, because now everybody, okay, we're going to sling it. We're going to throw the ball. We're going to sling it. And we're going to change the culture. Well, boy, that was, what'd you do? You see that on YouTube 2 minutes ago? You want somebody that's themselves and that comes in and identifies what they mean by doing things the way they feel a leader should be. That's so refreshing. And that means we're not going to be late. And if we're late, we're going to hold you accountable. And when you get a foul called on you and you make a face, we're going to hold you accountable. When you cuss, we're going to hold you accountable. Now, the C word guys, that's what they mean, but they're lazy. And we don't know when they use that word, we don't know what they mean because they don't all mean it the same way. Some of it means we're going to get in the weight room. Some of it means we're going to play multiple sports if you're in a smaller school district. And so that's why we don't use that word. If we do, we go, okay, now you're in trouble. Now we're going to have a conversation and you can use any word besides that C word.
I think that's huge. And whether you're going into an interview or meeting with your families for the first time or your players for the first time, if you have 3 keys, let's just take 3 keys, and one of them is we're gonna focus on the culture. Okay, the next 15 to 20 minutes has to be, like you said, not just defining what that is, but outlining to me, it's kind of like if people say, "We really value skill development. We're all about developing our players." Awesome. Like, I think that's great. I mean, we started playing this game
Mhm.
not to win championship. We started playing this game when we were young because it was fun throwing that ball up there and trying to do things with it. And so but then we know that building those players up ultimately will rise everybody up, our offense, our IQ, everything. So, but when they say that, show me, show me with your time. How are you going to do that? What amount of time do you get? Is it, is it is there 45 minutes blocked off every day, no matter what day it is, for individual development? And what is your, because not all work is equal. So what is your individual development? Are they just getting in lines and shooting, or hey, make 5 at a spot and then jog in? Show me what you're doing. And the same thing with culture. Show me the daily habits. Tough Tuesdays where they get together and they face each other for 15 to 20 seconds and they share something tough in their life. Wisdom Wednesdays, Thursday, Fridays, IUE talks. Like, show me the things that you're going to do, or else you're right, coach. Like, you're just trying to check a box because that's what everybody thinks they need to say. It would be refreshing to say, we're going to have standards. Here are standards, and here's how we're going to build them. We're going to play
Oh,
fast. Here's how we're going to do it. And here's the mindset we're going to have. We're going to shoot every available 3, and we're not going to care how many misses. I don't know.
I love it. And that's what we, being athletic director, this will be my 27th year. That's what I want. Everybody wants sincerity, people to be genuine, someone just to identify what they're going to do. And I love you talking about skill work. Now, the deal with skill work, it's a pyramid builder because you're not going to win as many games because that's 45 minutes you're using for the future. It's not going to help you, but the guys that want to win quick, they're working on set plays, they're working on game stuff right now, and they're repeating. They may have 10 inbounds, 10 side outs. Well, that's going to help them win more now. Guess what? If they're not taking their vitamins for 45 minutes, eventually we're going to have problems. And that's when you tell the parents, we're going to make, because parents want to hear, what are you going to do for them? Parents are selfish because all they care about is the most important person in their family, the child playing for you. And they all, of course, at the end of the day, all they care about is playing time. 99.9% of the world's problems. If you want world peace, figure out a way that everybody gets to play. Well, that's called intramurals, and nobody likes intramurals. So 99.9% of the world's problems are playing time. Now, the parents come in, they disguise it as, well, you're not making him feel good. Then they'll use the word C word, and I'll
Confidence
say,
is low. His
no,
confidence is
no, they
low.
don't feel good about it. He comes home and he wants to quit. And those are things, how you work on them, you identify, this is how we're doing it. Well, if his confidence is not high, he needs to get in the gym and shoot more. I'll tell you how to improve somebody's confidence. It's get here an hour before, stay an hour later, and then go home. That confidence is built by players putting in the work. And you said it better than I did, is that some of them, they could do that, and there's a ceiling. For Stan Leech back at Brownfield High School, there was a ceiling because I put in the work, but there was a ceiling. But we're wanting each student to have their ceiling. What's their ceiling? And you do that, and then communication. Nowadays, our parents, because back in our day, my parents didn't need to know all that stuff. But nowadays, they got to know what time you're leaving. Are you going to feed them before they maybe? Are they going to go to temple on an empty stomach? I mean, you got to, and that's important. And I tell coaches, you've got the ones that have the least problems are ones that over communicate to parents and also really work at doing the best they can to make sure the students leave each day. People don't eat at the kitchen table anymore, but those unhappy kids, they find mama at the refrigerator or on the way to Chick-fil-A, let me tell you.
A small nugget, but I definitely want to celebrate a guy named Nick Smith, most people know Coach Smith at Kimball. He's done an incredible job there. But when I was able to go and spend some time with him and his players a few years ago now, and I walked into his office and he had just rows of protein bars and some snacks and things. And I was like, golly, like their coaches are just eating a ton of stuff. But no, as the bell was ringing, guys were coming in and just grabbing a bar. But when they did that, they had to give him a fist bump and they had a little interaction. And, meeting with players is it's so important. And I think so many of us hope that it happens, hope that we have time. I've eliminated that. I borrowed from Tyron Lee his 10-minute meeting idea where we're going to schedule these 10-minute meetings. You and I both have a time and a date that we're going to meet together. And that's been really helpful. But the idea of they come in and I asked him about that. He's like, God, some of these guys they don't have a lot of food. Like they don't know exactly where that next meal is going to come from or when. But even from a environment standpoint, I think that's a really good way though to have another positive touch away from the court with your players. So at midway, my goal is to have some snacks, some food in that locker room for those guys, and they got to come in, give me a fist bump, and then we'll get them some protein.
Thank you for checking out today's episode. Please take a moment to subscribe to this podcast, share it with your fellow coaches, and find us on social media for what's coming up next on the Jamodi podcast. It's just a matter of doing it.